Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Beau again. So today, we're going to talk about surgeon generals and more, calling for RFK Jr. to resign. Surgeon Generals Jerome Adams, Richard Carmona, Jocelyn Elders, Vivek Murthy, Antonia Novella, and David Satcher put out an open letter as an op-ed in the Washington Post. Those names represent surgeon generals appointed by every Republican and Democratic president since George H.W. Bush, to include Trump's first-term surgeon general. The whole thing bears reading and really absorbing the weight of, but it can be summed up with, quote, "Never before have we issued a joint public warning like this. But the profound, immediate, and unprecedented threat that Kennedy's policies and positions pose to the nation's health cannot be ignored." Public health shouldn't be a political issue. It should be evidence-based. But that's sadly not the current environment. So I feel the need to point out that this bipartisan group of health professionals said they felt, quote, "compelled to speak with one voice to say that the actions of Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. are endangering the health of the nation." It goes on, quote, "Science and expertise have taken a back seat to ideology and misinformation. Morale has plummeted in our health agencies, and talent is fleeing at a time when we face rising threats, from resurgent infectious diseases to worsening chronic illnesses." This is a pretty dramatic event that's probably going to be overshadowed by tweets that will likely be full of misinformation. It's important to remember that RFK Jr. is not a medical professional, and his ideological beliefs are currently guiding public health in this country. The letter concludes with, quote, "Secretary Kennedy is entitled to his views, but he is not entitled to put people's health at risk. He has rejected science, misled the public, and compromised the health of Americans." The thing is, this isn't a political move. Nobody is attacking him for his beliefs. They're pointing out the failure to follow best practices and evidence. While this is certainly the most high profile, this is nowhere near an isolated incident of medical professionals publicly calling out Kennedy's actions or flat out calling for his resignation. I was going to build a comprehensive list, but it would end up being a 10-minute video just reading out the organizations. Last month saw 9 former directors or former acting directors of CDC desperately try to warn the American people of the damage being caused. Here's a list of organizations that have publicly called for his resignation. And stick around until the end of the list for something interesting. Academic Pediatric Association, American Academy of Allergy, Asthma and Immunology, American Academy of HIV Medicine, American Association of Immunologists, American Public Health Association, American Society for Microbiology, American Society for Virology, American Society of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene, American Thoracic Society, Association for Professionals in Infection Control and Epidemiology, Association of Nurses in AIDS Care, HIV Medicine Association, Infectious Disease Association of California, Infectious Diseases Society of America, Infectious Diseases Society of New Jersey, Infectious Diseases Society of New York, Infectious Diseases Society of Ohio, Massachusetts Infectious Diseases Society, Michigan Infectious Diseases Society, Pediatric Infectious Diseases Society, Society for Public Health Education, Society of Infectious Diseases Pharmacists. Quite a list, huh? That's about half of the ones that have called for his resignation in just the last 3 weeks. One might say it's an epidemic. This isn't a laughing matter. Most of these organizations don't get involved in politics like this. For them to do so, they see a danger. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.